Hey guys, I am reporting back to you guys. I did successfully have my surgery on February 28th, um, and everything has gone well. Just to check in with some of my stats, I started the week that I told you guys about the surgery. I was at 311 for my pre-op visit. On the day of surgery, after a day of full liquid diet, I was down to 305, and now I am down to 294 pounds, which brings the total weight loss to 17 pounds. So I'm really happy about it. I am in the phase of buyer's remorse just a little bit. I was really feeling buyer's remorse that first week after surgery, because I woke up after my surgery. I was expecting to not be in that much pain because I know they call it a major surgery, but they're really only working on your stomach. So I was like, oh, I've been through, having my entire colon removed and having my small intestines rerouted. Like, how bad could it really be? Well, I was wrong. I was so wrong. Listen, I woke up feeling like I had been hit by a truck. Okay, I was all right as the anesthesia was wearing off. I was kind of talking to my husband, my daughter, and my grandmother came to visit me. And I was like, okay, this is manageable. Because when I had my total colectomy, I woke up out of recovery and I was like, I need help. And I was on much heavier drugs then. But yeah, I did kind of feel like I had been run over by a car. And then for whatever reason, my nurses kind of ignored me for like 5 hours. So it was 5 hours after the surgery or so before I had any pain meds, even Tylenol. Okay. So I was in pain for a long time. I don't even think I really slept that night. I remember being up until like 1 a.m. waiting for the meds to kick in. And then they finally got me some Tylenol, which really didn't help. And then they gave me some Dilaudid, which I think the Dilaudid might have irritated my stomach because they gave it to me in liquid form. And I think not too long after that, I started throwing up. And I barely had anything in my stomach because I wasn't allowed to have any liquids right after surgery. I wasn't allowed liquids until the morning after surgery, after I did the leak test. So I'm sitting there throwing up the little bit of blood that was in my stomach and I guess saliva, and I could feel every inch of my newly created stomach, and I was really struggling, and I threw up later that night, and I just had really bad nausea. So I spent the first 48 hours after surgery on a lot of nausea medication, and eventually the nurse, put two and two together and said, hey, you're probably not tolerating the Dilaudid well. And I can't remember what pain medication they switched me to, but I stopped having that problem. So the first couple of days were rough, but there was a pretty big drop off in pain by day 3, and by the time I went back to work on Monday, it's Thursday now, but yeah, by Monday I was fine, got through my work day fine. So I'm doing pretty well to be just a little over a week out of surgery, and I'm feeling good. The thing that I'll say is, if you plan to go back to work like really soon, you should probably really be diligent about getting your protein in and your water in, because I was not diligent about doing that yesterday, and I'm paying for it now. I kind of slacked off on Tuesday, felt a little iffy, and then Wednesday, yesterday, I did not get in all my fluids or all of my protein, and it took everything in me just to go upstairs to my bedroom when I got off work and then to get in the bed. I was in the bed all day yesterday just because I did not adhere to, the regimen that I was supposed to. So yeah, those are some things to watch out for. If you don't get your fluids and your protein in, you're gonna pay for it. Might maybe not immediately, but within about 24 hours or so, you're gonna start paying for it. But yeah, everything besides that is pretty good. I feel like the recovery period seems to be pretty quick, but that could be due to the fact that I kind of knew what kind of pain levels to expect and how to compare it to, an abdominal surgery, a major abdominal surgery that I have already had. And I'm still in pain. I am not in as much pain as I was, like I said, since about day 3 of the surgery. Day 3 of the surgery is when I pretty much stopped taking the Norco that was prescribed. My pain is managed just with acetaminophen. They told me that you can't take ibuprofen, so that might be something to think about or keep in your mind. So yeah, my pain is well managed with acetaminophen, and I usually only take that at night because my surgeon could not do the port placements, the incisions in the usual place because if you watch my other videos, I have an ileostomy, so I have things going on the right side of my abdomen, which kept him from being able to really inflate my abdomen the way he normally would. So he did all of my incisions on the left side of my body, and that's where I have most of the soreness and the pain, which I wasn't expecting him to do that, but it makes sense in hindsight. So yeah, that's something that's going to be unique to me and other people who might have ostomies. So most people are not going to have to worry about that. But aside from that, everything is great. It's funny, my husband and my daughter told me, oh, you look like you're losing weight. And I'm like, I can't see it, but okay. Oh, and as far as diet, I am now on the pureed stage of the diet. So I started pureed foods on Tuesday per the instructions of my surgeon, and so far all I've had is tuna. I didn't use mayo to mix with the tuna. I mixed it with some guacamole that I had, just because mayonnaise is kind of gross and I just couldn't stomach it. And what else have I had? Oh, applesauce. So yeah, for the past 2 days I've kind of been living off of applesauce and tuna. I think I've eaten a total of 5 ounces of food in the past 2 days, maybe 6 ounces of food. And also I talked to my nutritionist. She checked in with me yesterday and told me, since I was having such a difficult time getting down pureed food like tuna, that I could try other foods like scrambled eggs. And it was like the record stopped in my head. I was like, wait a minute, I can have scrambled eggs? And she was like, yeah. So that's what I had for dinner last night. I had a scrambled egg with cheese that my daughter made me, which surprisingly went down really fine. After watching some videos online, I heard that some people really have difficulty getting down scrambled eggs. I didn't. My daughter made them perfectly, so that was good. The other thing that I have to bring up is GERD, or acid reflux, post gastric sleeve surgery. So to tell you, I told you guys how I went to get the upper GI barium contrast back in January, and that confirmed that I do have GERD. Basically, the radiologist said what happens in me is the acid comes up out of my stomach to about mid-esophagus, and then it goes back down. And my surgeon was aware of the fact that I had GERD going into the surgery. Now it really acts up when I eat, and it's like half the time I can get food down, the other half is so intolerable that I just give up trying to eat. And it is really painful too. So I've been sticking to liquids during the day when I'm at work, and I just eat when I'm at home, because I don't know when the GERD is going to get so bad that I might have to throw up. And it really slows down eating too, because you're basically taking like not a pea size amount of food and trying to get it down while acid is coming up, and it feels like I'm choking when that happens. So I have to be really careful when I eat. And I've discussed that with the nutritionist, and I'm going to discuss it with the doctor. Now, currently, for that issue, my doctor has me on famotidine, 20 milligrams 2 times a day, and it does help to calm it down, but it doesn't make it go away. But there's nothing I can do about that. And that is pretty much it. I'm gonna check in with you guys next week. I have an appointment on Tuesday, so I'll check in with you guys after I see the doctor and get weighed in. And yeah, hopefully I'll be down some more pounds. I have not started to exercise yet. I get my normal kind of steps from my job. My surgeon does not allow me to exercise until 6 weeks after surgery. So until then, I'm kind of just getting my normal activity in. And after that, I'll probably start with exercise on the elliptical after I hit that 6-week point. So yeah, that's it. If you guys are having surgery or have any progress to tell me about on your way to surgery, please share down in the comments below. I'm sorry about the car video once again, but my husband is constantly in our computer room, so I oftentimes don't get to use that space to film like I would want to anymore. So hopefully you'll see me back in my office filming soon, so I can share some other things with you. And that's it. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.